Welcome to Mom's Talking Shit podcast. Tonight we finally get to talk about what we all have been waiting for. Married at First Sight season Atlanta. It's finally decision day.
You ready to get into it?
I am. Okay, so we start off with Clara and Ryan. As usual, Clara's declaring her love for Ryan, and Ryan is thinking it's all about Ryan and himself and chipping away at his little layers in order to get him to say, I love you. So even though he still hasn't said, I love you, and they still haven't consummated the marriage, she definitely wants to marry him, and he too would like
150% for sure.
would like to stay married to Clara.
Yeah.
That's
it took
his
forever
wife.
for him to say that. It was the longest for sure in history.
Yeah. Do you think he talks about himself a lot? Do you think he's kind of self-centered and doesn't consider her as much? I like them together, but just like, do you feel like he thinks about himself a lot?
Why? Because he's not giving her the D?
No, not at all. Because
I think he thinks about her a lot. I think he is a good dog dad.
Yes.
I think he cares about her. He wants to know her mind and not just her draws.
Okay. All
but
right.
she can't see that because she's used to people wanting the draws.
But,
you know.
And he doesn't love her, and that's okay.
It's only been 8 weeks. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it takes longer than 8 weeks to say I love you. Plus, his camera's in your face.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he says it afterwards.
Honestly, I think they've been doing it and like half doing it, but then I feel like he don't want nobody to know. I've always said that.
Mm-hmm. You kind of. Well, she's always said that they've been doing other things though. So I think she's very frustrated. So either way, she's missing out on something. But they got past it, especially towards the end. I feel like maybe they had to just come up with some kind of drama. But I was just a little concerning that he still seems pretty far away from saying, I love you, but I'm really happy that it doesn't matter. She calmed down. Like, she seemed very calm on decision day.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that? And they decided to stay together. So I look forward to seeing how they work out.
So I posted something on our page about someone being pregnant. Do you think it's
Allegedly.
Her? Allegedly.
Could it be her? Well, there's speculation on our page that people were thinking it would be her, but I'd be really surprised that it was her.
They said she looked like she gained a little bit of weight.
No, I don't think so, especially not in that picture. I call shenanigans.
I saw a preview for the next one.
Oh, yeah.
And which is if they're still together after decision day, which that's my favorite one.
Okay.
You know, that's to see if they really.
But it is like, look at where we're living and here's how things are going.
No, usually, I think it was COVID though, but usually they have like a thing where they're like, are you guys still together?
Right. Okay.
And they're like, yes or no. Because sometimes when the cameras go away, it don't work out.
Understandably. And sometimes they get better and stronger.
Yeah. So we'll see if Clara and Ryan are still together.
And possibly pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't think it's her. We're going to talk about it each time too. That's not my guess. I don't think it's her.
Okay.
All right. It's Paige and Chris.
It was Paige and Chris.
I blocked it out. Okay.
Okay. So they both stormed out. They are both two peas in a pod. They belong together, I think. But after some convincing, I mean, he was giving it to her like, you're everything I always never knew I needed. He was telling her the business and she was believing it all. She's so easy.
I think that's probably what he's been saying in her ear all the time and whispering to her or like saying behind closed doors.
Mercedes had a miscarriage and he runs out.
Crying in the car.
He cried in the car.
But just in general, he was crying in the car.
He cried in the car about that. I'm so sensitive. And she was like, oh, I'm here for you. Girl.
Right. So, and back that, like just that, like that, she was like sucked back in.
Sucked back in.
I don't get it.
He was like, we're undecided. And the expert was like, no, you're not. You cannot do this. You got to make a decision.
It's not allowed.
And they had to get her by herself to tell her to make a decision. What was that about? Like, damn, somebody had to talk some sense into her. Like, really?
It's not happening. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay.
It's not the one for you.
Anyway, after two dramatic storm outs, They finally convinced Paige to get a divorce, but she wasn't going to do it.
She was considering just waiting and holding off. And so, word on the street, allegedly, they're dating again, or they're on again, off again, or maybe she's the one who's pregnant. We don't know.
Yeah, I can see them totally getting it in after this. Like,
Absolutely.
she left him, but it was after some hard convincing. You can't tell me that he didn't hit her up afterwards. I even heard they did, right?
Well, I heard that they did and that they were dating a little bit, but again, we don't know for sure. This is just, we don't even know if anybody's really pregnant. We're just telling you what we've kind of been hearing about. But I could see him definitely hooking up with her afterwards. I can see them both being messy about it and not being careful because it's meant to be.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Oh, girl.
Don't blame God. Don't blame God. No.
It's very odd. Do you know who was next? It was Jacob and Haley. They're so unforgettable.
So unforgettable. I agree.
So blah. Haley always blames Jacob for everything, saying he didn't try enough. And Jacob just kind of sits there and says, okay, whatever. I'm just ready to move on. That's what he's been saying this whole time. Like, let's just get this over with and I can move on. And I think it's Pastor Cal said, if you could have another chance with Haley, would you give it another go? And he said, I've been with her for 8 weeks, and
she had 8 weeks. She had 8 weeks.
I don't think it's happening. So
but why would he do that?
Yeah.
My thing is, like, that was torture. Like, seriously, you already know the girl don't want to be with him. Why would you say, if Haley would decide to be with you, would you? Like, why would you even instigate Pastor Cal? He's really shady.
Yeah, because she's going to be like, no, later on.
She's shady because she was like, it'd be like settling. If I stay married, it will be settling.
Right. Well, I
agree.
Shady
lady. Shady. I know.
I agree. She's right. She wasn't into him. He's ready to move on. And they're just ready to let it go. Mm-hmm.
He learned nothing.
I mean, he didn't. I don't think it was
He learned she's a biatch.
Yes, I agree. And
Good luck,
learned.
Haley.
What did she learn?
She doesn't like the 80s.
Okay. All right. And then we move on to Eric and Virginia, who Eric's
train wreck.
No, spilled his love for her, his adorance for her, and how wonderful she is, and even got down on his hands and knee and asked for her hand in marriage again, or to stay married, and gave her a brand new ring, and even checked with her father first to make sure that it was okay. He does everything just right. It's nice.
It's not him I'm worried about.
Yes, I know, but I gush over him. So I like him, and she said yes and gladly accepted, but I didn't get to see her have the opportunity to kind of like gush over him in that way.
You know what I felt sad about? That he said he knows that she's not, he knows he's not her number one.
That does make me feel sad every time he says that. But what I did feel a little bit better about was that it's her group of friends and not like one friend in particular who he's like really jealous of. Do you know what I mean?
No, you're not like number one. You're number 7 because my 5 friends come first.
No, Eric. But I think she's the one pregnant because he wants a baby so bad, and we know that they've been going at it. You know, they fight, they make up.
It could be.
That's who my thought is. Do you think it could be Haley and Jacob?
No.
It was another crazy night in Vegas. They were like, come on, baby. Let's just take a plane ride out.
No, but some say she was dressed to impress. And they were like, why? She was trying to show him everything he can't have with her little slit in her dress.
It's very true.
I agree. To slay.
Well,
she did look good.
She did. I agree. Good for her. So did he.
He did too.
It was good.
They need a show for him like The Bachelor.
That would be so good.
It would.
I would
that out there.
Watch it.
I'd watch it too.
We'll host it.
Put that out there. All right. So it's Vincent and Brianna.
Yes. So Vincent and Brianna, it's decision day. I mean, again, they gush over each other equally.
Well,
and
not always. Not when he's calling her bossy. No, and not when she's like, I'm not going to change.
I guess I'm
That's
thinking
basically what happened.
of when they're recapping each other.
Oh,
Like
it was
when they're,
sweet.
do you know what I mean? Like how much they love each other, saying that, they're so thoughtful and funny, and maybe he might not always understand my humor, but we're always laughing and stuff. So I felt the love. I know I
Yeah.
usually question them, but I guess I just felt the love for them together when they were going to say yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
Okay.
of course, his special trick that he did is he reached under the chair and pulled out
Couch.
couch and pulled out a cheesecake and said, "Will you stay married to me, baby?" And she was so excited to see that it was a cheesecake and said, "Of course." And I'm sure they both snacked on it together.
So she'd been craving one, he said, and he was like planning that.
Oh, is that why she's pregnant?
Oh, you think it's her?
Oh, because they've been going at it pretty frequently too. Well, I don't know how often these people are, but like they seem to say that they do.
He gained weight too.
And you usually do when your significant other is pregnant.
Oh man. So I think it'd be them.
I would rather it be Haley and Jacob instead of Chris and Paige. Do not do that to that baby. Oh my God, but if you
No.
do, it's still a baby
Oh my
miracle.
God, he would get her a wait, he got Mercedes and Mercedes. What would he get Paige?
Ooh. A
What would he get
pager.
Paige? That's what I was thinking.
That's all you get.
A Pinto. So I'm not sure what he would get her. So you know how he tries to outdo things.
I mean, it would have been
And that was
nice
his
if
baby
that's how
mama.
he
What would he
was.
get her? Right.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if that was his baby mama. What kind of chariot do you think he would provide to
Yeah,
Paige?
so she's gonna get Mercedes, a Mercedes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So
The one's pregnant?
yeah, I
We're
guess
gonna
I'm
guess?
going with Brianna and Vincent.
You're gonna say Brianna and Vincent?
Do the
Okay,
Brianna?
so just because I'm gonna say somebody else because you say Brianna and Vincent, right?
Well, I can take it away because my
No.
first thought is Eric and Virginia. But I feel
Ooh.
like they've been my favorite the whole time, but I could see them having a drunk night and getting messy. I'm taking them. That's my bet.
Okay, and I'm taking Clara and Ryan because I'm thinking that after this happened, she was like, she got some.
And they were that messy that quick. Oh my gosh, somebody on our page said she didn't swallow and she's the one who got pregnant.
I can't. I can't with our people.
They're so funny.
I love our followers.
Yes.
So then, fast forward, everyone who made it or didn't make it, for that matter, met in some type of backyard type of vibe scene. And I was like, we're together. We said yes. And they're popping bottles. And they're like, I know they're like side hating.
Well, I think they were so miserable in their position. Haley, let me put this back. I think Haley was so miserable in her position, she was ready to pop bottles too and celebrate that she's no longer with Jacob. And Paige is secretly swooning in her head that Chris is a changed man and she's ready to pop bottles too because a few seconds later, Chris comes rolling in and everybody's moods just goes and just goes right down the window.
Their face was like,
"Hi, so good that you're here."
Fake.
Yes, definitely. And Paige was like, "Oh, he's just got so many things to say that I think he needs to say in person." And he gives his long apology speech again, as usual, and everybody was just ready to get out of there.
He apologized to everybody.
Yeah, do you believe it?
No, he was like, I wish I would have moved in. There's so many things that I did wrong. I should have moved into the apartment and
tried.
I should have tried.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for blowing up. He's just a goober.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't believe any of it or his high. He had some high water pants on.
It was like stretchy pants with slits in them.
Something Alex would wear, like the juniors department.
You're Alex, not mine.
Yeah, my girl Alex. My daughter Alex.
Mine was not.
We both have an Alex.
Correct. So, I mean, that was really it. When they all left, they're still left in good spirits. And I'm pretty sure Chris and Paige left kind of like in close contact as they were rolling out the door. And then we get to wait until the reunion next week till we find out if people are still together, how's their life going, and I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. That's all we got tonight for Married at First Sight. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to whatever you're watching this on.
Welcome to Mom's Talking Podcast. It's Stacy. It's Tony.